Hey everybody, welcome to the show, Board Game Reviews. This is a channel update for March of 2023. Coming back after the break. Hey everybody, welcome out to the show, Board Game Reviews. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to the tabletop gaming hobby, and this video is a channel update for March of 2023. Now, the channel's been pretty quiet lately due to a little bit of some medical complications. Personally, they're getting better. Not completely all the way gone, but definitely getting better, so the channel's going to start kicking things back into high gear again. Now, if you like what I do here, like and subscribe. Feel free to email me at offtheshelfboardgamereviews. That is otsbgr@gmail.com. Remember, the channel is 100% sponsor free. Keep the media free and free of influences and sponsorships. That's what we do here. If you like what I do here, like and subscribe, or, keep on watching other guys who keep needing to make their sponsors happy. You make that decision. So what's been going on with the channel here? Well, like I said, the past 3 months have been a little bit empty due to some personal stuff going on. But again, I'm getting back things into high gear here and cover up what we missed in the past 3 months here. Unfortunately, I had a big goal of getting 10,000 subscribers by my 10-year anniversary. And thanks to me having a little bit of dry spell in content there, we did not get the 10,000 in 10 years. So we have a channel here that's now 10 years old, but that is definitely still a strong goal of mine of getting those 10,000 subscribers. So we're going to keep that train going. And one of the things I was going to do to help with that was do a couple really great giveaways. Now, I had 3 games I was going to give away. One of them I was going to give away back in January. The other 2 I was going to give away on the 10-year anniversary show that I was going to record on February the 10th on my 10-year anniversary. So since that plan's been a little bit messed up a little bit here, let's go ahead and fix things and get things going the right way. The first thing we are going to do in this video right here is we're going to have one giveaway to help get that ball rolling. And that is going to be a giveaway for a game that just came out on Kickstarter. And this is going to be the complete Kickstarter version of the game. All the extras, all the stretch goals, and I'm even going to cover shipping to the United States. Now, I know I have viewers overseas who enjoy the channel, and I'm really, really sorry. Like I said, this channel is 100% sponsor free, so I do need to pay for all this, and unfortunately, I really can't afford the overseas shipping at this time. When the channel gets bigger, help me reach that point. I'd be happy to do some of that stuff, but right now, it's just not something that's very conceivable for me. But what is the game we're going to give away? Oh, this is going to be a good one. And that awesome game is going to be City of the Great Machine. Now, City of the Great Machine is a 1 to 4 player team-based game. You can check out my full video series I did for the game on a prototype version of the game. Now, again, I'm not sponsored, so everything you're hearing from me here is my own personal opinion here, as I don't need to keep people throwing money my way happy because this is all independent. But what this game is this is pretty much a team-based game where one person is going to control the Great Machine, which is basically, yeah, we've seen this all in the dystopian future movies, but the basic idea is the machine has decided the greatest enemy to mankind is mankind, and they're trying to shut down mankind and bring about its greatest decision of, fixing Earth's problems. Well, the other players are going to be playing the other team, which is a team of rebels. Now, the basic game does play for 1 to 4 players with a full solo version of the rules and everything like that, but there are extras that came with the Kickstarter. All these wonderful extra things, including extra players, extra stuff for the game, and all this stuff. I need 4 arms. 4 arms. Wait, maybe. No. Okay, we're not going to do 4 arms. I don't have 4 arms. Although there's a robot here that's 4 arms. Maybe I can hire them to help me shoot my next video. But all this stuff is going to go out there to one person back there who is willing to leave a comment in the show notes down below. How do you enter this contest? Yep, that's it. Simple as all it is. Just leave a comment down in the show notes down below. Like the video itself, and all my subscribers, people actually subscribe to the channel, are actually going to get 2 entries. I'm going to go through and look at everybody leaves a comment down below, and if you're a subscriber, you're going to get 2 entries. If you're not a subscriber, hey, please think about subscribing to the channel because I really do need you to help me stay independent. I don't plan on ever breaking that, but if I can't ever afford to keep the channel going, well, you know what's going to happen there. I'm just going to have to do what's best there. But let's not let that happen. Let's help keep the channel growing strong. Like and subscribe, and heck, you can even think about supporting the channel over on Patreon. Patreon.com/OTSBGR. Just $1 in the tip jar. It's an awesome way to say thanks and show your appreciation for all the hard work I do on this channel. But that is going to be it for the giveaway. Super duper simple this time. Comment down below, you get an entry, and I'm going to give this one away. Now, I'm filming this in March. I'm going to give this game away on April 1st. Well, because, you know, April 1st, April Fool's Day. It's not going to be an April Fool's joke. It's going to be a wonderful surprise, because on the 1st, I'm going to announce the winner, and then I'll contact them and figure out how to get this shipped directly to them. Now, giveaways are awesome, giveaways are wonderful, but let's get back to the content that we really greatly enjoy. At least I enjoy putting on the channel. I'm sure you all enjoy watching. Next up is going to be games. Now, my goal is starting next week, after this video goes live on Monday, the first thing you should be seeing coming from the channel is going to be another 7 series. Now, what are the 7 series like? Well, check out the link up above to see the most recent one where I talked about the 7 biggest problems with the board gaming hobby. Next one's not going to be quite as biting, maybe a little bit, actually a lot more on the positive side, but it's going to be talking about tabletop miniature games themselves. I'm going to destroy a couple myths, tell you what I think is something you may be missing out on a great part of our tabletop gaming hobby, and I'm going to go ahead and give you 7 reasons why you should definitely be looking into tabletop miniatures games. But after that, we're going to start bringing out the games again. The games, the board games that you all know and all love. And one of the games that's going to be coming out is going to be Scarface 1920. Now, I'm old enough to remember the Al Pacino movie Scarface, the fantastic how well it was. And I'm not going to recommend it on this channel because it's not really a family-friendly show, but it's definitely a great showing and a great script and some great writing. But this game is based on the 1920s, the Prohibition era, where every single player is going to be the leader of one of the 4 gangs in the game. The game does play from 1 to 4 players, and we're going to talk about it, teach you how to play the game, show you some gameplay, and give you my final review of the game, and we're going to see if this game can possibly, quite possibly, topple a Vital Lacerda game that also has a criminal element in it. It's going to be a head-to-head combat, possibly, between Scarface 1920 and Vital Lacerda's Escape Plan. Which game can remain in the top of my favorite games? Well, come on back to figure that out. Next up is a game that I've been so greatly enjoying for the past couple months. I've had this game, I think, for maybe, well, a couple months now. And this is one of the games that I actually wanted to film and put out a video for back in January because this game is so darn awesome. Hellenica is a game for 1 to 7 players, and this is basically your standard dues on the map style game. If you played games such as Inish, if you played games such as Cyclades or Kyclades, oh my gosh, I'm going to butcher it. I just knew I was going to do it. Or even games such as Kemet. You have the rough idea what's going on here, but marry those games with a little bit of clash of cultures because this is actually more of a civilization style game built in a very small time period for 1 to 7 players. Wait, I did say 1 to 7 players, didn't I? Which means that this has got solo rules for it. Because this game comes with a complete AI. And this AI is brutal, it's cunning, and not only that, it's quite embarrassing when it beats you because it is that good of an AI. Not only is AI good, but you can have every single empire controlled by one of the AIs. So you can play 1 player versus multiple AIs, or you can have your group of friends over and have a couple different AIs filling in the different slots. Now, it doesn't mean the game always has to play with 7 empires. It is really awesome when you do that, but the game does play at the lower empire counts, and you'll see all that when I talk about the game. But this game is something I'm really super enjoying. I'm really looking forward to filming the video for this. I think you're all going to enjoy seeing it. Next up after that is going to be Folklore The Affliction. Sorry, I gotta do it dramatic. Folklore The Affliction. No, that sounded like an old man. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. Folklore The Affliction is a story game. Now, dungeon crawlers are something I enjoy a lot. Now, for me, a dungeon crawler has to have a little bit of story development, a little bit of character development, and a little bit of evolution for it to me to be a true dungeon crawler. Unlike the game of Hero Quest, which I do plan on roasting on this channel pretty soon. Yeah, I admit it, I'm going to roast the game because the game it's surviving on nostalgia. It's not a great game. If you take the base mechanics of Hero Quest, I can't imagine why nostalgia is working so strong in this game. But I'll be doing a full video for Hero Quest here eventually. But what I was saying earlier is for me, for a dungeon crawler needs all those things I've already mentioned. And Folklore has those things in spades, and not only that, it plays up to 5 players, which is the reason why, in my humble opinion, this game actually kicks Gloomhaven and Frosthaven to the curb. My tabletop gaming group is 5 players, and sometimes up to 7 players, which means Gloomhaven and Frosthaven are giant dust collectors in my collection right now, or games I'm ending up playing solo. And you know, when you're playing Gloomhaven solo, it's just easier to play the digital implementation, which means that the box is kind of the biggest dust collector I have on my shelves right now. But that's a little bit of a segue. What exactly is Folklore? Well, this is a dungeon crawler with a different twist. We are all probably getting sick and tired of the elf, the dwarf, the barbarian, and the wizard traipsing through a dungeon, kicking down doors and killing the first thing that moves inside the dungeon, picking up all the loot and moving on to the next room. Wait, I think I just described HeroQuest. Darn it, I did not want to do that. What Folklore does is it takes a much different theme that we don't get to see too often. Sword and Sorcery is really strong on the dungeon crawler theme, but what this is more like a mythos based on more of the times of Dracula or Frankenstein, or maybe even the werewolf or something along those lines. And it is called The Affliction, so I think you can figure out where the first box set is coming from here anyways. But it's those times and those lands, and it has much more of a classic Warhammer Old World or games and themes along those lines, or maybe even a Zweihander theme, which is why I enjoy this game so darn much. You have witch hunters, exorcists versus a barbarian and a dwarf. You have not a seer, you have a arcanist, no, not arcanist. And you have, instead of having a sorcerer or a wizard, you have somebody who uses much more arcane magic through rituals, which is admittedly thematically different, but it's the theme that really gets me with this game. Now, the base box itself only comes with 6 adventures, so I was fortunate to pick up all of the expansions for the game, which gives it quite a bit of variety. And even though the base box only has 6 adventures in it, every one of those adventures is actually called a story. Every one of those stories is broken down into multiple chapters, and there is a good amount of replay because your decisions in those chapters are going to influence how the stories play out. Come on back for a video series based on Folklore The Affliction. Now, I know I kicked Frosthaven and Gloomhaven in the teeth a little bit earlier because of the player count. I may bag on the player count for Frosthaven, but the game of Frosthaven, for what it is an enjoyable game. And I do plan on getting this game to the video channel in the queue sometime. It's probably not going to come anytime soon because it's a beast of a storyline. This storyline, I think, has 120 adventures in it. Approximately, I would have to double check, and I really don't want to because I'm trying to avoid personal spoilers here. But this is a game that would probably take at least 100 hours to play through the storyline. I'm not going to play through the entire storyline just to do a review of this game, but I want to go through at least a dozen of the adventures before I film a video for it. And that means I need to find some time where I don't have my friends over because this is a game I'm going to play completely solo. I know that's going to influence my decision and my review of it a little bit. I'm trying really hard to con a couple friends of mine to come over on a non-game night so we can get some gameplays into this. But basically, we're having to reschedule and reshuffle all of our schedules. So like I said, we're 5 or 7. Matter of fact, when we play D&D, we're a table of 7 players. So games with smaller player counts, they're just not cutting it. And matter of fact, I've been going through and culling my collection behind me, and the games that I have that are 1 through 4 players only, they're kind of moving to the dust section of the collection, which is i.e. the garage, because they're just not getting to the table that much. So it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take a little finagling of my friends, probably some bribes of lots of pizza and other awesome things, but I'm going to get Frosthaven to the channel. It's just probably going to be a little bit of time before that happens. And now we get to a couple more giveaways. These giveaways I'm going to be giving away were kind of going to be a personal little bit of a joke and a gag on my part because there is a series of games that's named rhymes with evolution. That's what the name rhymes with. That was me kind of winking. Wink. Okay, never mind, ignore me. But there's a series of games called Evolution. Evolution is a game that's seen a lot of table presence through various different incarnations. And Evolution is about to see a new incarnation coming into the tabletop gaming hobby. And that version looks really darn awesome. So I was going to do a giveaway of the original Evolution games, kind of as kind of a nod towards that and kind of a incentive to come check out the newest version of Evolution, which I can't quite talk about yet, but when I do talk about it, and when you do see it, I think all of you are going to be very impressed, very surprised, and you're going to like what you see. So around the time when I filmed the series for that game that I can't quite talk about yet, I'm going to throw these 2 games in as the eventual giveaway to go along with that. So that's a lot of gaming, that's a lot of table talk, and that is not all that's coming from the channel. And if I wasn't specific, that wasn't exactly the order this is all going to happen in because there's some other surprises and some other things I'm working on that I want to make happen very, very hard. Basically going to change a little bit of the focus of the channel. I've had the past 3 months to think about things and actually study some various video editing tricks and some various different tips and maybe even look into lighting and stuff like that. When you got time on your hand, it's always good to educate yourself. That's what I've been doing a little bit of. Hoping to make the channel continue to grow, hope the channel continue to be exciting and keep the channel very interesting for all of your viewers. I hope you enjoyed this update for the channel. Come on back for more from the channel. Check out some more videos that are coming from the channel looking at various other games. And as always, thanks for watching.